It is Cris Cyborg, the Grand Slam champion, and now apparently a professional boxer as well. We're going to keep this thing going. Cris, first I got to ask you, I always wonder when I introduce you, should I say the greatest of all time? I mean, you're in that discussion. There's no question about it, but does it bother you if people say you're the greatest of all time or not? Does it matter to you?
No, for me, when people say about me, make me happy, because this is what they think. Like I say myself is like I like a weird. Like you ask my dad, I'm a good daughter. She's gonna say yes. So when the fans talk about, then they have the word.
I love it. Well, definitely one of the greatest of all time. I'll just say probably,
Thank
yeah, the
you.
greatest of all time. A decade of dominance means something. But now we're going down
Right.
something different. We're boxing, right? It's not just mixed martial arts anymore. Victorious in Curitiba. Talk to me about that experience. I mean, being in Brazil, getting to box there. What was that like for you?
No, it was a lot of emotion same time because back to Brazil after 2016, it was my first UFC fight, the semi arena, and I knew it was going to be different. Always in my life I would like to do one boxing fight, one of my dream. So fight Simone Silva was amazing. She's a pioneer in the boxing, both together fighting in Brazil. Build him up. Women's boxing. It was a great opportunity. It's different. It's a 8 round to 2 minutes. I did in my first one, but it's a great experience. I learned a lot, and I know it's different than MMA. So I say no, it's really different. But I was in my career. I like to keep stand up the fights. If who knows my career, I was on the finish by KO. I always want to keep stand up. So make me really happy, be there, and my dreams come true.
I love it. Well, clearly it made you happy because you're doing it again this Saturday, December 10th. You're on a Terence Crawford pay-per-view, which is incredible. So how did this all come about? Because the bout in Brazil, we thought maybe just kind of a one-off, right? You were going to try this, but now you're doing it again. So how did this come together?
No, I was thinking just one too, but then open the door, then invite me. So when they call my team, I would like to have Cyborg on card, make him really happy. It's an honor for me be the same card to Crawford. Who's a big name of boxing, and it's been nice to bring the MMA fans come to watching box, and his fans can know who's Cyborg. It's gonna be very cool. And actually, I've been in a lot of boxing fights and I have a lot of fans, there. They really know who I am. This is make really happy because I come from another sport, and make really happy the opportunity. So I would say, when God opened the door, you have to get ready and be ready for the opportunity. So this has happened. They call me. I say, okay, let's start training. It was a little bit short notice, but I'm really happy to willing to fight.
You mentioned it. It's kind of interesting, right? Because for people that don't know, if people are pure MMA fans, Terence Crawford, I mean, one of the best in the world. I mean, this guy is absolutely incredible. So I wonder for you, is it a little bit weird? Because normally when you're on a card, you're the name, you're the one everybody's talking about, you're the headliner. Now, I mean, listen, you're still a big superstar in combat sports, but obviously Terence Crawford in boxing is way up there. So is it weird for you not to be like the headliner and the big name on the card?
No, I'm happy to be the main event. It's different world. I'm happy to be there. I think I think it's nice. Building the team together. This is just help build my name in the boxing world. Build a little bit. So for me, it's just an honor to be there, be part of this. And I know he's one of the best in the world, and for me, it's an honor to be there.
Yeah. And you're facing obviously Gabrielle Holloway. It's interesting, right? She's an MMA veteran as well. She's fought in Bellator, in fact. She's fought
Yes.
Cat Zingano. She's fought Julia Budd. So I guess what do you know about Gabrielle Holloway? And I mean, did the opponent matter to you, or were you just boxing regardless of who it was? Like, how did this matchup come together, and what do you think of her?
She did her first boxing fight in 2016. She never 10 in the world in the MMA world, so she beat she fought Cat Zingano, and then she fought one girl, Raquel Miller too. Is the one of my partners, and Raquel Miller she lost by points, but decision. But she's gonna be a great match. I'm happy she's accepted the fight too, and make a great fight for the fans.
And it's interesting, Cris, because you changed training camps for this, right? You moved to a different location. Jose Benavidez Sr., I mean, more of a traditional boxing trainer, I guess. What was the purpose here? How did this come about?
I need to get better. After the first boxing, I say no. I want to learn more. I want to learn more. I cannot have it mentally, the MMA mentally in the boxing world. They have to be different. So and then I have the opportunity. I hear about Benavides. I met him a couple times, and then my friend Maricela Cornejo. She's actually gonna fight one day before me, one day after. So she's in South Africa. So she's invited me, Chris, come here. We spar all the time. When I have MMA fights, I box and women's box all the time. Raquel Miller, I fought Clarissa, I have another girl, Jessica. I have a lot of girls, come over to the spar. This is making me sharp and they learn more. So when she told me, Chris, come into my team here with training. It's gonna be good for you if you have the opportunity. So and then I came there for training. I love it. I love it. Coach Benavides Jose Senior. He's really the team, the whole team. We do a lot of drills. It really things, specific things I need for getting better in my boxing. He say I don't want to change your style. People love your style. You have to just to put a couple things, for make you better and help you, for getting it. Make you really move my head, move my feet, working the angles. So and I love it. I love it. I know it's very cold, Seattle. I know I love running outside, but the train is so good. So I for sure I'm gonna do my camps over there. We have short time now, but we really learn a lot.
It's pretty incredible, Chris, because maybe a lot of people in your position would say, "Hey, I know all this stuff. I got it. I'm a multiple-time world champ. Look at all my belts." But it sounds like you kind of enjoy that white belt mentality, right? Of going and being, the new kid on the block, the learning from the very beginning.
Yeah, for me, I know I stayed a lot of years in my career the champion, but I always try to learn. I always do my best. I want to do everything. And if you lost the fight, happen, okay, but you did your best. You're looking for getting better. And I want to do great. I want to do good. I want to do great, excited fight for the fans. And because I was looking for getting better. And it continue, continue the legacy for sure. For now, I just want to do the big fight for my fans and they open a lot of doors for me. This is my second door in the boxing, and I'm very happy.
I love it. Now, I guess it's nice to see that you're passionate about it, but it scares me a little bit, right? Because we want to see you fight MMA as well. So I guess what does this say about your MMA future? Because we thought, hey, she'll do this one boxing fight, she'll come back to Bellator, she'll be good. But it sounds like you're really passionate about this. So has this changed your outlook at all on what you want to do with MMA and what is the future in MMA for you right now?
I have to defend my title. I've been waiting for Cat Zingano accept the fight. I know you've been talking in social media a lot, but she's really need to sign the contract. She's been running and decline the fight. So I believe, I hope, she's been training hard, and then I believe we're gonna train some, and we're gonna fight summer. And I want to keep, I want to keep it both, but for sure, number one priority for me is MMA. And if they show up some boxing fight, for sure, I'm gonna try working together. But I believe the next fight is gonna be Cat Zingano, and it's gonna be a great fight. She's the girl beat Amanda Nunes, beat Misha Tate. She's been no losing for a little while in 145 pounds, so it'll be great.
I love it. Well, hopefully that fight happens. If I'm talking to you, I got to ask you about Kayla Harrison. I mean, we had this fight happen. You put out a really nice message at first and said, look, this is just going to make her a better martial artist. And then you kind of tweeted some things about, hey, I thought we were going to fight and all the pay-per-view. I guess, what's your thoughts now that you've had a little time to reflect on it? What did you think of her performance? And I don't know, do you think that this makes it a fight that could still happen or makes it prove that y'all don't need to fight? What do you think?
I respect Kayla Harrison, but I think she speaks too much, for sure. And I of course you live a nice mess. I feel my heart. I'm a fighter. I know we fight for our families. We're doing our best. But the way she want to push the fight happen is a different my way. I like to win, make a great fight, and then we show up. This fight happen. I don't need to say anything about my opponents. Put down nothing. So. This fight, Pacheco, I knew about it going to happen. They fight two times, and I knew if you defended the double leg, if she cannot take you down, you're going to keep it stand up. It's going to be hard for her. So Pacheco just to show what we already think about. But it was gonna be if this fight happen in the future. I believe she should have 2 fights left in her contract. She can fight again Pacheco the rematch. She can fight Spelets too, Spendelet, and then maybe we can find Bellator. We can do CBS fight. Let's see what's gonna work. But Bellator don't have any problem work together. PFL, we're already doing the reason in Japan, but we have a lot of opportunity for this fight can happen.
Interesting. Network television, maybe the crossover
Yeah, it
in
was great
Japan.
fight.
I like that.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Well, listen, we'll see what happens in the future. Like you said,
Yes.
maybe MMA in the summer. For now, it's boxing. I guess, what's the goal here, Chris? I mean, is it just kind of go out there and have fun, or like, are you trying to establish yourself as like, hey, I'm a contender. Maybe I can get a championship belt over here as well. You know what I mean? What's the goal here?
I've been collecting belts for all my career. Maybe if this opportunity show up, I would like for sure. And always in my mind when I defend my titles, I always think about I'm a contender number one. So be contender number one for me is always on my career. So for me, I want to do great fight. It's gonna be great opportunity to fight Gabriela. So I'm really really happy to be in the same card that the Crawford. For me, is an honor. Be there. And I just want to do great fight for my fans. This is the one thing I want to do, like end my career. I want to do the great fight for my fans, get excited. I believe I don't need to prove anything. I already did a lot for sports, and I continue doing. If I can make a difference, I came from MMA, and it make a difference in the boxing world, it's gonna be really happy. And another thing, gonna leave in my legacy.
100%, Chris. Your legacy is definitely secure, and we like watching you fight every time you get out there. This Saturday, December the 10th, traditional pay-per-view, Terence Crawford. If you're in Omaha, Nebraska, go get some tickets. If not, buy the pay-per-view. Watch Cris Cyborg, and we look forward to it. Thank you for the time, Chris. Always appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I'm happy. See you guys Saturday.